Good morning, all souls. Good morning, all souls. As we sing this morning and celebrate the mothers and the mother figures in our lives, we'll get to a point of this traditional gospel song that just says, somebody pray for me. And when we get to a point that you'll see on the screens where we have a blank, as in libations, there'll be an opportunity for you to include the name of somebody who you choose to honor this morning, who you recognize as being pivotal and praying for you. Amen? I'm so glad, I'm so glad, I'm glad they prayed for me. Somebody pray, somebody pray, somebody pray. They took the time. I'm so glad, I'm so glad. My mother prayed, my mother. She had me on her mind, took the time. I'm so glad she prayed. I'm so glad she prayed. I am. The preacher prayed, the preacher prayed. Had me on. She took the time. I'm so glad she prayed. I'm so glad she prayed. I'm so glad she prayed. Grandmother prayed, grandmother prayed. I had a praying grandmother, and she had me on her mind. I'm so glad she prayed. I'm so glad she prayed. I'm so. Come on and put your hands on it. Come on and put your hands on it. And right now we'll take this time to think about somebody who prayed for us. And the next round we'll sing. We have a chance to include their name in our moment of gratitude. You might sing about your sister. You might sing about a brother. You might sing about a mother of the church. Come on. Let's include their names now. Whoever it was. And they had us on their mind. Took the time. I'm so glad. I'm glad. So glad they prayed. I'm 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 glad, I'm so glad they prayed for me.
Good morning. Happy Mother's Day. And thank you, choir, for those beautiful songs. My name is Greta Goodwin. My name is Greta Goodwin, and I am your worship associate today. Welcome to All Souls Unitarian. Whether you're in the sanctuary or online, we welcome all who have gathered to be in community with us today. We are a Unitarian Universalist congregation, diverse in many ways, and united in the belief in the inherent worth and dignity of every person, and in the obligation to express our faith through acts of justice and compassion. You are welcome here. No matter who you are, where you come from, how you identify, who you love, or your background, you are welcome here. At some point, everyone walked into these doors or logged on to the Zoom for the very first time. Today may be your first or second time here. You may have taken a hiatus and you're back anew today. Either way, we extend you a warm welcome. If you're comfortable doing so, maybe you could raise your hand and give us a wave on Zoom so that we can give you an All Souls welcome. Do we have any visitors? Today is a special day. It is Mother's Day. It is also the first time we get to hear our executive director in the pulpit giving a sermon. And we have some very special guests in the house with us today. Tracy's family. Don't worry, I'm not gonna ask you to stand, just wave your hand. Miss Rudell is here, her mother. Mama, I know your daughter does you proud. I know she does, because she does us proud. I now turn your attention to the connection cards. I think they're all pink today, some of them might be blue. You'll hear more about them later, but the connection cards are a way of us staying in contact with you. Each week, it offers new opportunities for us to stay connected with each other. We want to know how you're doing, how we can support you, your engagement in the community, and we just want to make communicating with us a little easier. We particularly appreciate when our visitors fill out the connection cards, so that way we know who you are and we can reach you. Also, if you're a first-time visitor, if you bring your connection card to the welcome table during coffee in Pierce Hall, which is across the hall to my left, you'll receive a free gift. I might bring my connection card just so I can get a gift. We're just so happy that you are here today. We pause today to honor the Piscataway peoples who have stewarded the waters, the lands of this region, now known as Washington, D.C. They've stewarded them for generations. We acknowledge the painful reality of their dispossession and the enslaved peoples whose lives were exploited in the making of this city, this country, and the ongoing legacy of imperialism. This truth calls us to accountability. As we build community rooted in justice, may we commit to supporting Indigenous sovereignty and creating a world where all peoples thrive. Together, may we turn the reality of harm into actions for repair and fostering relationships that resist erasure and uplift our shared humanity. As we honor the past and commit to justice in the present, we now turn to the covenant that binds us together. For All Souls, this is a shared promise of love, service, and community. As you are able, please rise in body or in spirit to speak our Sunday covenant together. Love is the spirit of our people, and service is our call to build the beloved community, to seek fuller truths in love, to dwell together in peace, to offer aid and affirmation, and to tend to our mutual well-being. This is our covenant. Thank you. Now, you always hate the lady doing the announcements because she's going to make you get back up. So now, in the spirit of community and joy, now is the time to greet those around you. This is what we call our beholding. You'll see folks on the Zoom. We ask that you get up and move about the room, meet people you haven't met, say hello to people you haven't seen in a while. Welcome to All Souls. Welcome to our community. Now let's greet one another. Morning, welcome.
One tiny spark, still small and bright, and hands cupped around to shield its light. One single flame, born of desire, faces turn to its glow. Pass on the light, pass on the light, within these walls, sturdy and strong. Pass on the light, pass on the light, from night to dawn, carry it on. one tiny spark to beacon clear, each generation lighting our way forward right through the night. Pass on the line within these walls, steady and strong. Pass on the line from heart to heart, carry it on. Carry it on.
All right. Good morning. My name is Laura Prophet. I am the DRE here at All Souls, and we have a story for all ages. And if any of my friends would like to come up and see the pictures, please come up. There's lots of space up here, guys. Lots of carpet. Please sit on carpet. So while everybody is filing up, I wanted to let everyone know that when we leave for RE, volunteers come with us every time to volunteer their time and energy with the children of All Souls. And it's almost the end of another RE year. So in the hallway with the minister's offices, there are 2 tables covered in cards. And there's a card for every volunteer that has volunteered with RE, and it's about 50. So if you have time and would like to come sign a couple to say thank you to the people who work with our children, please do. They will be out all after service. Also, every one of you can go sign them too. You can go draw a picture. We want our adults to know that we appreciate their help. All right, so I heard that today might be a special day. Mother's Day, yes, Mother's Day. And lots of times we talk about mothers and how they take care of us and how they love us. We're going to talk about something else that mothers do. This book is called My Mommy Marches. You should see my mommy when she marches. I'm having some mic problems. Hold on, guys. There we go. You should see my mommy when she marches. She has a sign that says, I stand for justice. She marches like the beat of a terrific giant drum. She marches ferocious and tall, like lightning burning across the open sky. She is a mighty storm, like a roaring clash of thunder that rolls on and on. You should really see my mommy when she marches. She marches loud and happy, like a queen in a beauty parade with her head held high, the curls in her hair bouncing up and down as she goes. She is a marching machine. Mommy says that some things can't be said with just words. Some problems can't be fixed by staying in one place. Sometimes you have to say it with your feet. Mommy marches hand in hand, side by side, in crowds of people, marching for the same thing. She's holding a sign that says, "There is no planet B." With people she knows and people she doesn't know. But sometimes she marches by herself, just Mommy and the world. Mommy marches through sunshine, through the rain, and through the deepest snow. She marches through tunnels, on sidewalks, and over bridges, all around our neighborhood and beyond our neighborhood too. Mommy marches proud and passionate with her face lit up in the biggest smile. Sometimes she marches quietly with tears in her eyes. She tells me that once upon a time, long ago, her mom and grandma marched too. They're holding signs that say justice, equality, and peace. They marched with signs held as high as the clouds. They walked, sat, stood, held hands, and sang songs, marching for equal rights and a better way of life. I ask Mommy who she marches for. She says she marches for everyone who cannot march like she can. She marches to fix the big problems and the small problems of the world, to say the things that need to be said, to remind people how to love, to help take the pain away from the world. That is why Mommy marches. I'm already learning to march. Left foot, right foot. It's as easy as that. And she's holding a sign that says, "This is our future." I'm going to march for all of the people out there who feel invisible or just want to be heard. I will march so that no one has to be scared or sad. I will march until all the frowning faces are turned upside down. I will march until all the angry words fly far away. I will march for freedom, for kindness, and love, just like my mommy. And the sign that everybody's holding here says, "Change starts with you and me." So, why do you think her mommy marches? Because she does it for everybody. So mommies can take care of us, but moms also play a big role in taking care of the world and in making sure that people are loved and taken care of. So mommies can work at home and mommies can be outside of the home marching and working together with people for a better world. So we can think about that on this Mother's Day too, that moms are powerful inside the house and in the world. And now we are going to go down to RE. We will go out this door and we're going to sing our children out to Sia Hamba.
Good morning, All Souls. I am Reverend Rob Keithan. I use he, him pronouns, and first and foremost, I welcome Sam Trumbull, the elected moderator of our congregation, to the pulpit for a special announcement.
Good morning, everybody. As Rob said, I'm Sam Trumbull. I'm your moderator this year. And the moderator has two jobs, ostensibly only two jobs. One to convene the church council, which we've been doing, and the other one is to serve as the moderator of our church's congregational meetings. So it's my job today to invite you to our annual congregational meeting on June 1st after the service. However, since Tracy said I could have 3 whole minutes to talk to you today, I'm going to talk to you about Zen and the art of motorcycle maintenance. So in my house, we have what I like to call philosophy breakfast, which is something that my writer-philosopher spouse subjects me to as a little strong, but you get the idea. And this week, during one of our conversations, he asked me if I'd read the book, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. And I haven't, unfortunately. It sounds like I really should. What he said about it is that the book invites us to view the practice of taking care of things, of maintenance, repair, and improvement as a spiritual practice. Now, maybe some of you can see where I'm going with this. In this place, in this city, we know that democracy takes work. And in this church, we know that that work is a spiritual practice that we undertake with love. So I hope it is in love that you will join us on Sunday afternoon, June 2nd, to do the work of this congregation with hope and in love. You can find the materials for the annual meeting on the website, all-souls.org. If you scroll down to the calendar and open the calendar event, you'll find all the attached documents, some of which are not ready yet, but will be there. The complete agenda will be ready for next Sunday. There will be a, hopefully very fast, pizza lunch in between the service and the annual meeting, so you have no reason to go anywhere. And there's also childcare provided for those who need that, but please do let us know that you're coming, and the information about how to do that will be in this week's newsletter. And that's all I have to say to you today, but I hope that I will see you in several weeks after service, and that we will conduct the business of this church together. Thank you.
Thanks, and I continue to believe that one of the best antidotes to both spiritually and practically fighting the attacks on democracy externally is to do our best to practice it internally, where we have the power to do so. So I hope you will be there on June 1st, or June 2nd. I want to give a quick run through of other upcoming events, but first want to give a shout out to all the hats in the house here for Mother's Day. Another great way to celebrate is buying something at our annual Mother's Day plant sale. And today is the 40th anniversary of this tradition. And I understand that Emily and Nellie Freeman are in the house, daughters of the founders. There is an open mic in Pierce Hall today as well. Singers, storytellers, poets, artists, and audience members are welcome. And today, those who want a chance to discuss our Common Read book on repentance and repair can do so with Maya Herman in the library starting at 12:15. This sounds like something from a game of Clue. If you think it was Miss Maya in the library with the book, go there at 12:15 and you'll find out. The board meeting this Wednesday evening, the 14th, is your last opportunity to provide voice on next year's budget before it is voted on at the aforementioned congregational meeting. The board meeting is online starting at 7 p.m. Looking a little further out, all are invited to attend Faith, Community, and Resistance, organizing for 2025 and beyond, this coming Saturday here at the church from 9 to 4. Final list of breakout groups is on the flyer, including migrant solidarity, public safety, and organizing for a better stadium deal. Finally, if you haven't yet, I hope you'll join us right here in the sanctuary or online as All Souls hosts the Interfaith service for not just DC Pride, but World Pride next month. That is Tuesday, June 3rd, starting at 7 p.m. And many volunteers are needed to provide a warm welcome and hospitality for guests that are coming from all around our city, country, and world. If you are able to volunteer, please sign up for that or for any of these other events on the church calendar. We turn now to the joys and concerns of our congregation. First, a global concern, which is also kind of a joy. We honor the selection of a new pope and pray for equity and love in his leadership. We also recognize that the entire world is about to refer to a person by a new name, a basic right that should be available to everyone. Because truly, it's just not that hard. Here at All Souls, we send love to Sarah Raymond, who is grieving the sudden, unexpected death of Becky Bone, her friend from college of more than 50 years. We send our care to Sarah and to all who knew Becky. I invite you now to speak out loud or type into the chat the names that you carry on your hearts this day. Spirit of life and love, we come together this day, both celebrating and acknowledging the complexity related to mothers and mothering. It is a wonderful day for some, extremely challenging for others, and mixed for many. Whoever you are, whatever your experiences may be, may you feel held in the greater love that holds us all. May you know, may we all know, that we are not defined by choices made in the past, by others or ourselves. We live in challenging times, to be sure. That much we cannot control. But we can control what we do, and we can imagine the world we want to live in. Our Unitarian ancestor, Julia Ward Howe, started Mother's Day with an impassioned call for peace, grounded in a shared humanity that transcended national boundaries. We can call this forward and add to it. We can call for a shared humanity that recognizes trans lives and immigrant lives and so much more. Let us honor the spirit of mothering with compassion and with courage. Amen.
Good morning, All Souls. My name is Tracy Hughes. My pronouns are she and her. I serve as the executive director of All Souls, but this morning, I have the pleasure of being your seminarian preacher. First, I would like to thank Reverend Anastasia for inviting me to the pulpit as seminarian. She told me that this Mother's Day is the first Mother's Day in quite some time that she's been able to celebrate it without working, so I'm hoping that she's enjoying her day. I am celebrating this day with my mom and my family who are here. Greta has already introduced them. It is such a delight to have them with me this morning, and Mommy, I love you. Happy Mother's Day. Mother's Day is a day that for many is looked forward to every year. Other of us, not so much. What is certain is that it is a holiday that can bring up many emotions that simply cannot be captured in a Hallmark card. So the celebration of how we mother and how we have been mothered is complex. In truth, I find it personally ironic to be preaching on Mother's Day because the day never seemed to capture for me what it means to be a mom or my journey into motherhood. I chose it as a single 39-year-old with high blood pressure. My pregnancy meant weekly visits to the doctor because I was considered a geriatric patient that still hurts with a high-risk pregnancy. I chose to be a mom despite the odds, despite the risk to my health, despite facing the increased risk of dying and becoming another tragic statistic. Why? Because Black women are 3 times as likely to die from pregnancy-related causes than white women. Choosing to bring my daughter Aiden into the world was literally an act of resistance. The truth is that mothering is hard. It is hard. It is not for the faint of heart. Mothering requires resolve. It requires strength. Mothering requires that we are warriors, particularly if we are caring for Black and brown children. And there ain't no Hallmark card for that, even the mahogany line. Because of all of the cliches and niceties that surround this day that somehow ring hollow to my hearing, I found myself searching for a message to bring to you all today about the complexities, the deeper meanings of motherhood. Thankfully, I heard kindred voices speaking to me from the pages of Revolutionary Mothering, Love on the Front Lines. How true this is. Because bringing children into this world, raising kind, strong, and compassionate human beings in this world takes a lot of chutzpah, and it takes a no prisoners barred kind of attitude. What if, dear ones, there was a way to experience Mother's Day that was a little different? Rather than flowers and cards, and don't get me wrong, that's nice, but what if every year we commemorate Mother's Day as a call to revolution? A call to roll up our sleeves and get busy. Shall we consider this morning mothering as a means to force political change? We who are birth mothers, bonus moms, adopted moms, aunties, or Miss So-and-so down the street,
We are called now, especially now, to bring our collective power to protect our bodies and our children from gender-biased policies. Policies that are cloaked in a feigned interest for the common good, when in fact, these policies are intended to control us. We, the feminine we, must push against policies intended to destroy us and thereby cripple our children under the heavy weight of authoritarianism. Mothering is standing up against oppressive systems that decide whose children are prized and whose children deserve to live, whose children deserve to be pipelined into subpar education, pipelined into subpar housing, pipelined into subpar health care. It is our government's way of killing our children slowly. You see, we mothers have a collective responsibility to garner the power of our feminine beings, the divine feminine of all beings, to fight injustice. What I am proposing to you this morning is that this way of life that is revolutionary mothering is not a novel concept. The reproductive justice movement was born at the kitchen tables of revolutionary mothers, partially in response to, among other things, President Ronald Reagan's racially coded attacks on so-called welfare queens. Some of you are old enough to remember that. I know I am. I remember as a child hearing that phrase over and over again on the news, and it stung my 12-year-old sensibilities. It felt like a slur before I knew what a slur was. It felt like a gut punch. Some 40 years ago, the president of these United States was implying that Black women don't deserve to be mothers, and therefore their children are lags on society. The reproductive justice movement clapped back, calling it out for what it was. It was a myth that vilified Black, brown, and poor women who were pushed to the margins. It was a capitalistic shell game, fueled by white supremacist systems that regarded as paramount the well-being of the wealthy 1% of the population. It was simple, taking from the poor to give to the rich. Revolutionary mothering put it this way: by discrediting the motherhood of women of color, queer mothers, poor mothers, immigrant mothers, it turned maternal virtue on its head, laying the weight of all of the ills of society on the shoulders of so-called bad mothers who were good for nothing besides collecting welfare checks. That sound familiar? Not so much has changed in 40 years. The current administration is proposing $2 trillion, I'll repeat that, $2 trillion in spending cuts at the expense of cutting Medicaid and supplemental nutrition assistance programs. Some of you may have heard the acronym SNAP. According to the Economic Policy Institute, the burden of these cuts will be felt most acutely by 6 million Black children and 10 million Hispanic children. To put it a different way, in total, 1 in 5 children in the United States relies on food assistance to get enough to eat. These cuts represent an existential crisis for our most vulnerable, and the justification for them is purely economic. Cutting Medicaid and SNAP will lower taxes for the wealthiest 1% of families, further widening disparities and income equality. And who are the victims of this greed? Millions of Black and brown children and their families. All of this while the current president ponders paying mothers $5,000 to have more children. That's true. In my opinion, that is a wish-for horizon, a new baby boom lauded by some very loud and powerful Christian nationalists. It's a hearkening back to a time when traditional families made up of a husband and wife were the norm. And this is also true, that there's even talk at the White House of awarding a National Medal of Motherhood to women who have 6 or more children. It is no surprise that this push for more babies does not include children born to same-sex couples or other non-traditional families, for they are now the pre-designated ills of our society. Dare I say that this imagined baby boom, this pro-neonatalist leaning, is really a quest to reclaim a long-lost majority white America. I hold this truth to be self-evident. For this administration, this kind of welfare state that offers money to women to have multiple children is intended to protect and care for the wombs of some, but not all. So, dear ones, what do we do? We mama bears seeking to protect our children. What do we do to support our mothers, particularly our Black and brown mothers, who stand in the breach between their children's survival and their extinction on a daily basis? What do we do as Unitarian Universalists who believe in the inherent dignity of all life? Meaning everyone, everything in creation deserves to live. We join the revolution. Because revolutions are intended to defy social order, to defy power that has no connection to compassion, no basis in honoring of the inherent worth and dignity of all souls, including mothers and their children, no matter their race, their social location, or their orientation. The reproductive justice movement teaches us that power need not be forfeited. It is ours. It is ours. Each of us has a place to join the collective power of mothers. We all have agency over whether our children flourish or falter. And I will name it again, that resistance looks like being part of next Sunday's faith, community, and resistance training to foster communities that can stand against rising authoritarianism. That resistance looks like worshiping with our LGBTQ+ siblings in the World Pride Interfaith Service in June. That resistance looks like being in communities like All Souls that make justice their center. Together, we must embrace motherhood as the radical and revolutionary act that it is. It is an affirmative act of love to fight for the survival of children to whom we are biologically tied and to those for whom we embrace by choice. So go. Go gladly to proclaim the title of mom, auntie, bonus mom, or Miss So-and-so up the street. No matter whether Mother's Day is a celebration for you or just another day on the calendar, remember that the children in our communities deserve our protection. They deserve our protection to survive. Let's claim our power for them. Ashe and amen.
That was Tracy Hughes, y'all. So I told you I'd be back about these connection cards. So we are inviting you to turn your attention to a reflection question on these connection cards. This week, Tracy is inviting us to reflect on the question, how do you claim the power of motherhood? How do you claim the power of motherhood? As the music plays, you are invited to contemplate and reflect on how you would answer this question. As you are able, please fill out both sides of the card, and when we get to the offering, you can put them in the plate when the ushers collect the offering. We'll give you about 2 to 3 minutes. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, Tracy. Wow, that was so powerful. Thank you so much for your powerful words this morning. And congratulations on your first sermon at All Souls. A wonderful sermon from a great seminarian. We are so proud. In the church where I grew up, each time the Mother's Day program came around, someone always recited that Langston Hughes poem, Mother to Son, about there being no crystal stair. You know, when you're a child, you think you understand a lot of things, then you become an adult and realize you knew nothing. But as a child, I actually thought I understood the truths and the metaphors of that poem. When you're 7, you think you know everything, right? Especially if you have to recite it in church. I knew nothing. I was likely drawn to the cadence, the words and the dialect of that poem, because it probably reminded me of the things I'd heard and the things I'd felt from my mother, my grandmothers, my aunts, my godmother, and my great-grandmother. As I got older, I watched my single and married friends have children and navigate the ins and outs, the joys and hurts of raising, teaching, sacrificing, and protecting their children. Then I thought I understood a little bit more about that no crystal stare. But you never really understand. Because for each mother, it is so personal. It is so individual. You've heard me talk about my mother in this pulpit before. A single mother with a beautiful singing voice who instilled a love of learning in her 2 children. All right. She would sit with my brother and me and pore over the Encyclopedia Britannica. Some of you know what that is. It's still online, but we would, every year, she'd get the books, and we'd just anxiously wait for them to come, and we'd sit there and go over all those new editions, and she'd start by saying, "What do you want to know about anything that begins with the letter A?" And we'd open the books, and we'd learn and think, and yeah, we had the library, but we loved our encyclopedias, we loved our dictionaries, and she loved them with us. What she really wanted was for us to be more knowledgeable about the world. She wanted us to be able to converse with anyone about anything, because that's what mothers do. They want their children to achieve the highest of heights. One of the most important and significant writers that the world has ever produced was a divorced single mother, Toni Morrison. In one of her forwards to the book Sula, she writes about outlaw women. As Tracy was talking about revolutionary women, I kept thinking about Toni Morrison and outlaw women. I want to thank Tracy for being an outlaw woman in this pulpit today. And to quote another of Langston Hughes' poems about mothers, The Negro Mother. Just an excerpt, don't worry, I'm not gonna quote the whole thing. This one was too long when you were young, you couldn't do this one in church, but you could do mother to son. God put a song and a prayer in my mouth. God put a dream like steel in my soul. Now through my children, I'm reaching my goal. Now through my children, young and free, I realize the blessings denied to me. Langston Hughes. Whether you are blessed to be a mother, blessed to have many mothers, or blessed and privileged to be a mother figure to someone, I want to wish you a happy Mother's Day. May is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And our Share the Plate recipient is Asian American Lead. They support underserved Asian American and Pacific Islander youth with educational empowerment, identity development, and leadership opportunities through multiple programs in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. As the ushers come through, we ask that you remember Asian American Lead. Thank you for giving generously to All Souls and our broader community. Your gifts, along with any connection cards, will now be gratefully received. Thank you in advance for your generosity.
All Souls, we have the pleasure of welcoming a top 20 American Idol finalist as our special guest this morning. We've made it a point on Jubilee Sundays to do our best to incorporate as much Black sacred music into our services as possible. And we are really in for a treat this morning. Celebrating with us, we have not only an American Idol former contestant, but also a recent 2025 graduate of Howard University. HU. Please welcome Miss Olivia Eximenes.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so blessed and honored to be here in the house of the Lord with you all, and especially on Mother's Day. This song that I'm going to be singing is a tribute to all the mothers and all our mother figures out there, so I hope you guys enjoy. Long before the dawning, into the break of day, your wisdom finds me and leads me on, and never to escape. The strength I'll remain, it's never fading, and it's here to stay. And when my back's against the wall, you rise above them all, a hand to help me and ease the fall. From beginning to the end, and in the in-between, you're so consistent. For me, ain't nothing like my mother's love. Can't shake what she's made of. She's made like heavens up above. Oh, can't nothing beat my mother's love. And I find it so amazing. Didn't fully see it then. You've been a blessing without an end. Yeah, and I'm forever learning from the lessons great and small. Yeah, you've taught me, and I'm holding on. And anytime I call, before a single word, you know exactly what's on my heart. From beginning to the end, and in the in-between, you're so consistent. For me, can't nothing beat my mother's love. Oh, can't nothing shake what she's made of. Oh, she's like the heavens up above. Oh, can't nothing beat my mother's love. Oh, can't nothing beat my mother's love. Can't nothing shake what she's made of. Oh, and she's like the heavens up above. Oh, can't nothing beat my mother's love. Nothing's like a mother. Oh, there's nothing like a mother. Oh, there is nothing like a mother. Nothing like a mother's love. Oh, thank you.
For our benediction today, I would like to read to you a collective poem of mothering by Mamas of Color Rising. It's hard, it's tiring, it's painful, but it's love, it's joy, it's peace. Mothering is an act of social justice, creating a community of solidarity and support that models the way we want the world to be.
We ask for those who are willing and able to join us by rising in body and spirit to sing our closing hymn, Love Makes a Bridge.
Makes a bridge.